Hey everyone, I'm Nate with the Disc Store here with your official Chase Disc Golf Course preview video for the Glassblown Open. I'm here with Robert McCall, Dynamic Disc Team Manager. How you doing today, Robert?
Doing awesome. Thanks for having me.
I want you to tell us just a little bit about the course as the Emporia local.
All right, so Cottonwood Falls Chase Disc Golf Course is, I think it has something for every sort of player. We've got some open holes that just require some distance control and some angle control as well, but then we've got a stretch of the course that's back in the woods and that is going to require a lot more precision and landing zones placement like that. And so I think Chase is one of my favorite places to play around Emporia, and it's going to be a great course for Glassblown Open this year.
Yeah, it's a very different course from a lot of the other options in Emporia. It's very different from Jones East or the old Municipal or Country Club. It's kind of surprising that in Emporia, Kansas, you have this much of wooded golf, so I'm excited to see that.
You got it.
All right, so on video today, we have myself, Eric McCabe, and Denise Cameron. We want to give you guys a little bit of different perspective from a pro, an advanced, and a women's player, especially since this is the course that all of the women will be playing for the Glassblown Open. Myself, I'm about a 919 rated advanced player with a decent amount of power, 400 feet-ish, just so you can get an idea of my game. Robert, why don't you tell me a little bit about Eric and Denise?
Sure. Eric McCabe is a former world champion. He's the 2010 world champion, and he's still got game, even though he won that world championship a little while back. He's rated 1013 right now, and he's getting out to some more events this year. As far as power goes, Eric can throw upwards of 500 feet kind of when he wants to, so he'll be at no loss for power here. And then we've got Denise Cameron. Denise is rated 863 right now. She's been on Team Latitude 64 for quite a while, and I'd say a nice solid distance drive for Denise is going to be in between 300 and 330 feet. And she's been working a lot on her approach game, so you're going to see that highlighted here, I'm sure.
I want you to tell us a little bit about hole one here.
Sure. Hole one plays 335 feet. You've got a couple of options for routes. You can throw straight down the middle, or you can kind of push a hyzer out to the right side that swings back over toward the basket. We do have OB on the road on the left side, and then rock road on the OB on the left side road, and then OB on the rock road on the right.
I think Denise was throwing a river here. I think that's probably about what she's getting out there.
She throws rivers quite a bit. That's either a river or renegade. That's a disc that she really likes throwing, in a shape that she likes throwing, just a little force over that comes back. And you've taken the hyzer out here. That's a good call.
Yep, say Ricky Felon, so a little straighter than your normal Felon. Didn't want to play with that OB, just nice, easy hyzer.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And Eric is going straight at it. That looks like either an EMac Truth or maybe an Explorer or something like that. Catches a nice tree, but he's not going to be super close to the basket. Kind of a long run.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Straight at it or the hyzer. Not too difficult of a hole.
No, the only real difficulty you can run into is, like, we saw Eric's putter just kind of roll down the hill, and then Denise is right there too. That comeback, because there's a little drop off right there, that comeback isn't a whole lot of fun. So you definitely have some difficulty to contend with. As you see, you found some of that difficulty right there as well.
Yeah, that was a little bit of the holy crap, I'm about to go one up on former world champion Eric McCabe, and fluffed that one a little bit.
Yeah, it happens to all of us. Good hit for Denise and Eric to clean up their threes, and then you've got one from the road here as well. Just a little bit low. That's all right.
Yep. So instead of one up on EMac, I'm now one down. All right, hole two.
Hole two plays 273 feet. You do have to cross the road to get in bounds here. I'd say this is one of the easiest twos on the course for the most part. You just want to throw something overstable out to the right, let it finish to the left for your right-hand, backhand players. Same ditch to the left side of the basket, so if you get a little squirrely with it, it can leave you kind of an awkward putt, or a death putt if you leave it too far right. Denise's tee shot is pretty great right there.
Yeah, just about what you want. Pretty short shot. I think Eric is going EMac Truth, if I'm not mistaken.
That's actually a slammer.
That is a slammer. That makes more sense.
Yeah, the Ralphie Pup disc is a slammer, and it's got some stability to it for sure.
And this is a glow zone, just same kind of shot, let it hyzer over there. I was hoping for a little more skip on that dead grass, but I got a little bit of a putt left.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to read the grass out here sometimes, so hopefully by GBO time we'll have it a little bit more green and a little bit more consistent skip. But it's all good either way. Ooh. Good bid by
Eric
Eric.
almost canned that 40-footer. It was close.
Yeah, he's kind of known for doing that, just jamming those long putts, but still warming up a bit. Nice deuce for Denise there.
Yep, Denise leading the card right now.
Excellent.
But like you said, I think this is going to be one of those that pretty much every division that steps up to it is going to want to get this one.
Yeah, this is reachable for basically any skill level at this point. There you go, a little high but in.
Hey, I made a putt.
No pictures, just right down to 3. That's good. Yeah, everybody can reach this hole, so this should be a whole lot of 2s and probably a few 3s.
Now this next hole is a little longer, isn't it?
Yeah, hole 3 stretches it out a little bit, 487 feet. You could lay up short of the rock road right there, but I think that'd probably be a mistake. So most everybody's just going to throw out into the field to the left. Really hard to reach in the air, to tell you the truth, except for the elite distance throwers. But for the fields that are going to be playing here, 3 is going to be a really good score. If I get a 3 on this hole, I'm stoked. I'm not really playing for much more than that.
Denise went for, I think it's pretty the typical shot, that turnover that's going to finish a little more left, but it flipped on her a little bit. EMac's got the line I think you really kind of want here.
Definitely. Just finishing out a little bit left, and if you do throw it too far and into the left side, you can find out of bounds in the road over there, but I would assume he's safe. And you took the less traditional line.
I was trying to get inside the circle-ish from there, yeah. And the goal in this second shot was to not punch the fence, which I did accomplish, but I ended up OB in the road.
Darn it, man. Yeah, you're trying to save your hand on that shot, but if you're out of position on this one, it's still a long ways to the basket. It reads 487, and we've got a lot of internet throwers that think, "Oh, I got that. I can throw 487," and it's a long ways to get there.
Yeah, I was hoping for a long putt, but that telephone pole got in my way. Now there is also some. Oh, is that fence line back there, OB?
I think the pole and cable behind is OB, yes, sir.
So I got real close to that, but we're in bounds.
Long little jumper for Eric. Just put it under the basket, take your 3. Most everybody.
Which is, I think, what you want on this hole. Yeah, like that's the look you're going to have a lot.
Yeah, that's no problem at all. Nice putt from that wire. I bet that was about 20 feet. And after you've thrown OB once and had a tough tee shot, you really like making that one. Easy 3 for Denise. Well played by her. And then same for Eric there. So hole 4 is 386 feet. I think this is one of the more difficult holes to access when everything's grown in because of that branch that hangs out to the right side. It is just a big hyzer, but it plays a little bit longer, I think. And you really need a big skip to get all the way over there. It's hard to get there just purely in the air.
Yeah, I could see that. Definitely the lines that we're going to take here are real tight to those trees. So once those have leaves on them, it's going to be even tighter to hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Eric.
And you see Eric get caught up in it.
Yeah, and you really do have to hang it tight to get close to the basket. And so you do see that people make that mistake a whole lot. Not much trouble over there unless you kick really far left. If you kick far left, then you can find some woods and shrubbery, things like that.
So I get just outside those trees, as you can see, reaching out there.
That's a great shot.
Looks really close, but it's a lot shorter than you think.
Yeah, that's the trouble with this hole is you can really mash one and think, "Oh, I'm parked. I'm right there." And I would assume yours is still maybe 30 or 40. It would be my guess, right?
Yep.
So Denise just taking a nice putter up there. She actually went a little bit long and left, so she's going to find some woods over there to the left side, but nothing she can't contend with. Eric about throws it in.
Gave it a chance.
Yeah, about dunked it from there. And then here's you from about 40, maybe 45 feet. And it looks like a little bit of a low ceiling with those branches in front of you, so 3's never going to be bad there.
Nope. And got to mention the limestone underneath the baskets on some of you. You got to be careful with your low putts because they can skip and go a ways if you're not careful.
Absolutely.
Got Ralph hanging out there in the background.
Yeah, good old Ralph dog. He's a sweet pup. It's a bunch of 3s for
nice easy 3s.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty standard thing for everybody. This is one of my favorite holes on the course, hole 5, 315 downhill, and it's really just a commit to a straight line, straight shot at it. You can move one a little bit over to the right side. That's the side you want to miss on if you're going to miss later in the flight. If you do finish left early, or actually left or right early, you can really get in a world of hurt quickly because there is a drop off down to some water down there.
And that creek's OB, right?
Yes, sir. And Eric's pretty much pured it. He needs to just miss that tree to the right. Yeah, that's going to give him a good look over there. He's probably circle's edge, maybe just inside.
So you said you don't want to miss left, right?
You're not going to want to miss left. Yeah.
So that's bad.
You're not going to be happy with that. Really, the play, if you're going to miss, you want to miss low and right because you're going to be safe. You're going to have a look at an up and down. Great flight by Denise. Wow.
Yeah, that was so pretty. Nice shot.
Yeah, and
I just wanted to show you the drop zone. This is the look from the drop zone.
Yes, sir.
That's really why I missed that's really why I threw a B, just to show you this shot.
Yeah, very, very selfless of you. well done. And yeah, that is it's basically a short tee that I don't know, it plays I think 270, 280. Easy little jam sesh for Eric right there to get a 2. Denise just a bit low. That's all right.
And if you're going to get 4s, tap in 4s are the way to go.
Yeah, you don't really want to be making putts for 4s. I agree with you there. So we go 2, 3, 4 on that hole. That means it's a good hole, good scoring separation. Hole 6 has a longer tee pad, but during GBO we're going to be playing the short tee pad, and I think it's a great shot for the fields that are going to be playing there. You really just have to commit to the shot, and if you're going to go over the water, I guess you basically have to go over the water now. Just throw something that's not going to flip too early or finish left too much. It's just dead straight. Commit to it. And
saying EMac Truth?
Yeah, EMac Truth would probably be a good disc for that shot. EMac makes it look easy right there. Great finish for him.
So I'm trying to go an over the top route here that from the tee looks like it's there, but you can't see my disc finish here because it kind of trickles down and is by the edge of the water, but it's not there if you look at it from the basket.
I believe
There's too much in the way.
And I think you just have to throw it so hard and so high to make it all the way. So yeah, I think straight shot's going to be a little bit better. Denise,
so this is Eric saving some of our extra shots from the water.
There you go. I think Denise probably threw Renegade here. And play it as it lies. I respect that.
No, just saving the disc.
Oh, that's good too. All right.
Yeah, I made the other side, but that was the one that didn't make it.
I see.
So this is the drop zone if you end up in the water.
And this is not a gimme drop zone, by the way. Pretty tight shot to the basket with a green that has a little valley in front of it and then a drop off behind it.
Denise jamming her second putt from that lie.
Eric with a great drive capitalizes with a 2 there. That's well done. And you said this was safe, right?
This was safe.
Nice. Tough putt from
Took me a while to get back around. Yeah. 3 is okay here.
Totally.
If you're not in the water, you're happy.
Yeah. Anything safe is good. If you're close, cool. If not, 3 is totally fine. So hole 7, it's a pretty tight gap off the tee and then tightens back up near the basket in between some cedars up there. Honestly, here's a bit of local knowledge for you, or at least how I play the hole. It looks like you want something really overstable that finishes way to the left, but really what you want to do is throw something straighter on hyzer and let it kind of finish straight because that gives you the widest angle into the basket. So instead of throwing like a felon or a criminal or something like that on this hole, I always throw an EMac Truth and just let it finish straight for me.
For sure. You'd rather be right than left in the trees because you have nothing.
If you are left and short, that is trouble in paradise.
Because this shot looks really good. I'm only going to be about 12 feet away from the basket, but I don't have a putt.
Nope, no look. Denise is throwing a nice hyzer out there. I believe that's a Havoc if I know her bag pretty well.
Yep.
She has finished
but short and left.
Yeah, a little short left means she's going to have like an Anheuser forehand up and over or something.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and she
well done though.
Yeah, plays it to perfection. Just play it into the branches and let it drop down.
Yeah, and I just did not have the ceiling to get enough height on that putt.
I've been there, and it's really tricky over there. And even Eric, with as good as his drive looked, has a little bit of a obstruction in the way, but no matter to him, he jams it.
Yeah, he's starting to string a few together here.
There you go, good comeback there. And yeah, this is kind of perched up on a hill, so if you miss on either side, you might have a little roll away or at least some added distance to contend with.
For sure.
I'm sure you're looking at par 4 and thinking 372 that's way too short for a par 4. And well, just wait till you see this hole. It kind of works like an S, and you need to throw like a nice easy hyzer down to the middle of the fairway, and then for right-hand backhanders, either a forehand or a turnover up to the basket. Eric's throwing his drive very inside. You really want to be, 5 to 10 feet to the right of that. That's a really, really good line if it just settles for you.
Yep,
that's a great
just
spot.
Hard and straight and let it get over there. Now I threw it a second shot because I think this line's there. If you want to go for the 2, I think Sarah Hokum, Madison Walker are going to take that line. I think just a little higher, that actually will get up to that second shelf, and you'll have a long look at it.
Yeah, once you're up to that top, you're probably, 70-ish. So easy 3 for sure, but it's a demanding tee shot, no doubt. Good play by Denise there. Eric going with the rare forehand, but plays it pretty darn well. He's going to be at the bottom of the hill, maybe with some trees in between himself and the basket, but not a bad spot. Denise wanted that to be just a little higher. And there you go. Yeah, that's a good spot to be.
Yeah, I was trying to hero shot it, but not quite enough.
I totally understand. Yeah, just getting up to the top here. Getting up to the top here is good. Can't be mad at that. Oh wow, that's an unlikely 3. That's well done by Eric.
That was a great save.
He kind of looked at the camera like, "Hey, come on, man." I like that.
And this was the most awkward 15-foot putt I've had in a while. Like my 1 foot, 3 foot above the other.
I've been
Went
there,
in though, so I'll take it.
I've been there, and it's a weird spot. Hole 9, 209, a little baby turnover, a touch forehand, water behind the basket, and a green that rolls away to it. So I wouldn't say a gimme birdie by any means, but it's one that you really want to get. And that's a good flight. You just need a little movement to the right, and you'll be.
I kicked the last tree on the inside there. I hit. Otherwise, it was going to be perfect.
Yeah, but the speed was good. Missing low is going to be fine here. You'd rather do that than breeze it, missing high.
Yep.
Little early turn from Denise, but it's pretty forgiving on the right over there as long as you don't push it too far right. And that's a
little half bid, not wanting to go in the water.
Yeah, I totally understand that. It's a tough one to really commit to from back there. Nice deuce for Eric. Bunch of birdies in a row now. And Denise crawling over. It's a good putt.
All right, so after 9, Eric is 4 under. Denise is at even, and I'm at 4 over with that nasty 5 on hole 2.
Yeah.
Or 3, hole 3.
It can happen to you out here, man. But lots of golf left. We got hole 10 is a par 3 that plays uphill 354 feet. If you've got a big forehand, you're going to like it here. Otherwise, you're going to throw a turnover or just something kind of to smash into the hill. The gravel road to the left is out of bounds. So that'll come into play for somebody if they're really going for the shot and don't quite get enough turn on it. Eric looks like he's kind of headed for it. That tree might have saved him a bit. A little more turn on that disc, and he's probably got the distance right.
Yep, that was a Maverick he just had in his bag for about a week, so he was still kind of learning that one.
Definitely.
I'm liking that disc a lot, though.
Same here. I throw it all the time, and it's definitely the disc I would throw on this hole. I think that was a Renegade. So go ahead.
I'm going big defender hyzer here, just trying to skip under those trees. A little bit sooner than I wanted. I wanted to go to the right of that tree, but I think that's a solid, easy shot.
Yeah.
And then here's that big forehand you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's a good play if you've got it. I mean, as long as you don't go too long, and it's really hard to go too long. I feel like this hole plays a little longer than 350. As long as you don't go too long there, that's going to give you a look. Long putt for Eric here after a little tree love. Ooh.
Buzz the tower.
Just on the right side. But a good committed run there. And I've never played the hyzer like you did. I'm going to have to look at that next time.
Yeah, I like it because it gives you this hill at the end, just kind of a backstop for you. You're not going to skip all the way up into the OB.
Right. And that looks like it's going to be probably 3s around.
Yes, sir.
Yep, can't be mad at it there. That's it's not a bonus 2, but I'd say it's one of the tougher 2s on the course.
For sure.
11 plays 329 downhill. I think it probably plays closer to 310, 305. Just a nice flat hyzer or a straight shot, whichever one you prefer. A couple of lower branches off the tee, and then a nice, I think it's a pretty wide gap to hit to get down there. It's really just about speed control.
For sure. I think this is another one that most people are going to step up and want to get. It's after being in the woods for that long. This is nice, open, right in front of you.
Right. Yeah, Eric looks like he threw Explorer right there and just got a bit of turn on it out of the box. Distance was good. If that just comes out flat, he's probably inside the circle. Denise looks like she went with a Renegade, and same deal as Eric, just a little bit of turn on it. But that's you really don't want to miss to either side. But if you are going to miss to a side, I feel like the right gives you a little bit more access to the green. And that's a good shot right there. Just
Sure.
What disc was that?
That was the Ricky Felon.
Okay.
Those are just a little straighter than the normal Felons, and right about that distance is how far they go for me. So easy choice.
Yeah, I like that. Just get a little skip, and if you don't, no big. You're not in trouble or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's probably 40 feet and just a bit high. Oh, come on.
And Eric's
Catch that.
Yeah.
Catch that.
Yeah. My birdie putting has been pretty sketchy today so far.
I totally understand that. I've got days like that as well.
But Eric's already 4 down, and he's had 4 or 5 of those other holes that he almost had. He could be 9-10 down already.
Definitely. Hole 12 plays really interesting to me. The shot is one that you wouldn't really think is there, but it's just kind of a high turning shot that holds over to the right all the way. You don't want to miss left because there is out of bounds down to the left side in the creek. And even if they don't mark it as out of bounds, you just don't want to be down there. It's trouble. The right side doesn't play a whole lot easier, but yeah, you really just want something that's kind of high under the branches that you can see, and just moving to the right. That's really all you want to do.
So this is that Maverick we saw earlier, and it's perfect.
About like that. That's a really good flight.
We'll see where he ended up, but it's a nice shot.
Mm-hmm. Denise with the same initial flight, but just fading off a little early. She'll probably be down in the gully down there, and that's a tough spot to be.
It's just a tricky shot because you really have to commit to the turnover or you end up down there. But if you turn it over too much, like you're about to see right here, it also doesn't work out very well.
Yeah, there's some garbage over there to contend with. If you stay right, that's trouble. If you kick left, that's trouble. And I really like the angle of the tee shot because you do have to throw the disc up. It forces you to throw a more technical tee shot, get that nose down and turned over. So yeah, I like the angle that it forces you to throw here.
I do think a flip-up forehand can get you down to about where Ralph is, and that might be your safest play.
Yep, I'd agree with that.
I did get lucky, and I kicked all the way through the trees, so I had a pretty open justice approach shot here that I just overcooked a little bit.
Yep. Nice open hyzer over there, though. You can't be mad at that.
Oh, for the shot I had, I was pretty happy with where I was sitting.
Definitely. So Denise's approach just pulled a little bit right. That's going to leave her, I bet this is 50 or 60 feet, maybe even a little bit farther. So, yeah, just put it up there by the limestone and get out of Dodge.
And, yeah, another 60-footer for myself. Just getting up and getting my 4.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, well, that's a good drive.
Yeah, that was incredible. Like, it's exactly what you wanted.
Right. I think I've deuced that hole once or twice, but it's really hard to get all the way through. And so that was a great angle from Eric. 13 place, 364 feet. We've got a Mando tree that we're passing right now, and you just need to be to the right side of that. It's kind of an interesting hyzer. You can't blast it quite as far as you want to. You kind of want to hang it close to the Mando and skip over. That's going to give you the easiest access to the green. I don't know. It's an interesting angle, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd angle, forces you to do some interesting things. Because, you go big hyzer, and it's just a lot of air to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Eric is going I think it's a Ballista Pro he has in his hand there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if it has a Hulkman on it, then I think it's an Enforcer or Defender. I'm not sure. And that's what happens every single time. You skip toward the basket and hit that tree. So just a little farther or a little shorter than that is really good. You've got good angle on yours.
That's a criminal. I just mashed on a criminal as hard as I could, straightforward. Got, I think, about as good as a look as I'm going to get on this hole. It was a little wide.
Right. I played a distance driver here, and I think a lot of our competitors will play distance drivers just to catch that sharp edge. But, yeah, it's definitely distance where you could throw a criminal or another fairway driver.
Denise didn't miss the Mando there, which was good, but she's showing you that drop zone shot.
Just a little bit short.
This is 65, 70 feet here.
Mm-hmm. And this is kind of a common collection zone. Oh, give him the jam. That's nice.
Yeah.
Well played.
15-foot birdie putt? I don't have that. 70-foot birdie putt? That's
Why
me.
not? Why not just jam that thing? Yeah, I see a lot of people landing right there from anywhere from 40 to 60. It's really hard to skip all the way up to the basket. And this is a really good look, probably about 30 feet, maybe 35. Just
Yeah,
doesn't quite get it there. That's all right.
yeah, and if that hadn't hit that tree, he'd have been parked.
Yep, agreed. Right under the basket. This is, I'd say, the signature hole on the course, hole 14.
For sure.
Yeah, plays up to this pyramid. And if you're watching the video, you're thinking, oh, that's not really that tall. You are incorrect. It is quite a tall pyramid. If the wind is moving up even at all, it's a pretty daunting putt, even if you're right at the base of the pyramid. Mm-hmm. So 2 here is going to be great. I could see a lot of people, if it's windy, just playing for a 3, just pitching their putter up to the top shelf and then dropping in instead of giving it a look.
Yeah, I'd say that the base of the rim of the basket is probably 15 feet off the ground easily.
Mm-hmm. And Eric's, it couldn't have been too far from the basket, but it skipped a little bit past it. He was
real close. That was ace running for sure.
Yeah, and this would be an awesome ace to get, so I respect the play for sure. We're going to see both plays that I think most of our competitors will take. Some people are going to take that hyzer out over the baseball field, and then we'll have some turnovers that just stay safe all the way.
And I think this is just the safer play. Yep. Take that OB of the road and the OB of the baseball field out of it and get yourself right up there for a nice, easy 3.
Mm-hmm. And a friendly roll there, too, so you could run that putt if you really wanted to.
Well, and we're on camera, so I'm running that putt.
Oh, heck yeah. So Eric did go a little bit long. He's probably only, 35 feet from the basket, but because of the elevation, I bet he had to putt that about 50.
And yeah, I think in tournament play from Eric, and even from wherever I'm from, you should just lay that up. Unless you need the stroke, you take that 3 all day long.
I think so too, because it's really easy to do this. Just play the old ping pong, just back and forth, not really gaining any strokes anymore. But you've already committed to running it, and I've done the same thing. I know your pain right now.
Yep, and it's one of those things where like, just take your easy 3 and walk away, or you're going to end up with a 12.
That's exactly right. Well, 15 plays, 412 feet. The biggest arms are going to go for this last island and try and get there, but I think a lot of players' safe play is just out to the right, not behind the baseball fences, but just a bit out to the right, so that you can play onto the second island and then get your look at a par 3 here. I think this is a bonus 2 for the most part. Mm-hmm. I'll get it. I don't know, 1 out of every 15 times, and the rest, it's really easy to find out of bounds. Eric's got plenty of distance to go for it, and I'm almost positive that's a Ballista Pro, and
it is.
Yeah, that's good. Just there's not much else to say about it. That's good.
That's what you want. And then that's a strike from me. So a little flippier, I can get a little bit more distance out of it. I don't know quite the arm Eric does, but
you're safe.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, wherever you are safe on this hole, you can get a 3. That's no problem. Even a little bit of grass around the tree in between you and the basket is safe. So if you get really lucky and hit that, you can be safe over there and still get a 3. But I think we'll see this play a whole lot, which is just bail out to the right and then pitch it up over there, maybe onto the island, maybe not. And then just take your long look at a 3 or walk away with a 4.
Yeah, I think Denise's first shot was a little safer than she meant for it to be.
I agree. But yeah, this is a great result. Anytime you're looking at 2 here, you're going to be really pleased. Just a bit high, but that's no problem.
Yep.
And a good 2 there. So we go 2, 3, 4. Again, good scoring separation here. Mm-hmm. And I think we've got a lot of holes out at Cottonwood that play this way. So 16 is a newer pin placement if you haven't been out to Cottonwood in the last, 6 to 8 months. Fence and right plays OB. The cedars on the left don't play out of bounds, but you might as well be out of bounds if you find yourself in them. They're very thick and difficult to get to the basket. So the play for most people is really just going to be something straight that finishes off into those cedars and try to scramble.
Yeah, Eric's pretty deep in there, but we'll see where his look ends up. If you're looking down the fairway, you can see that rock in the middle. That is basically pin high. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of your aiming point.
And that's like a fantastic tee shot. I mean, You should be pleased with that all day, even if it's a little bit in the cedars. But you had to challenge that fence and out of bounds all the way. And Denise has just made the mistake that if you are going over the fence, that's the mistake, is to pull it a little bit right. And that's just a tough spot.
Yep. And if we get the wins we usually have at GBO, this hole could get real tricky real fast.
Oh, 100%. If the winds are up, I'm definitely playing just over to the left. And Eric got way up there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good result, and maybe he's playing for that. Oh, why not? Just
and
easy.
He couldn't have had more than a 2-foot window through there. It's insane.
Right from here, that looked like okay, routine 35, 40 footer. But I've been over in those cedars, and yeah, you're exactly right. I'm sure that was a tight gap to navigate. So and
here I am, twice as close as Eric, but in the bushes. I've got to like anti-putt it around the last cedar. Just great drive, but not the greatest look at the basket.
Yeah, and 3's fine here, though. I mean, I would take a 3 10 times out of 10 that I played here.
For sure.
2's going to be a super bonus, and that's well done by Eric there.
Yeah, this is me mumbling about how I was outdrove Eric McCabe, but I still didn't get a better score than him.
It happens, man. 17 is another one of my favorite holes on the course. 367 downhill all the way. OB Creek on the left side. And you would be surprised how easy it is to find that creek if you leave your disc just a little too high. So I think a common play is going to be people who kind of burn something out to the right just to make sure that they're safe, or somebody who attempts to go for the basket, leaves it up in the air too long, and finds that creek. Eric?
Yeah, I think the safe shot here is the forehand if you have that much power. It just filters away from the creek. You're not having as much problem.
Definitely.
But speaking of burning one out to the right.
Yeah, I mean, and it's that the green and the whole fairway slope down to the left, so it's really easy to make that left mistake. So a lot of people just think, look, I'm just going to bail to the right, and that's a good play. You can still get a 3 from there. Denise's shot is beautiful. That's really, really well played if you're going to throw the backhand.
So my shot actually hit that building hard enough that I skipped OB into the creek.
Oh, no. Yeah, you can land left or right side of the basket and find your way all the way down to the creek because it's that sloped. So that's a great play for Denise. Just pitch it up there and take her 3. Just a little low from Eric, but again, he misses that putt. There's a good chance it goes in the water. OB. Good commitment, just a little bit left side there, and Eric's going to take a 3. Denise will take a 3. Mm-hmm. You said your first one was out of bounds, so you're looking at a putt for 5 here?
Putt for 5.
Okay, yeah. Oh, no.
And story of the day.
Okay. At least it sat down.
Yep. Nice little 6 here on a pretty easy 3. And this is why you don't want to go over the creek.
Correct.
One of my second shots went over there, and it's thick and hard to get to, and no fun. All right, hole 18.
Closing hole of this course, 18, 268, and it is hung from a really tall piece of limestone here. I really like this basket. They have junior baskets, or a short junior course, and one of their baskets plays on the back side of that limestone. So just a really picturesque way to finish the course. Eric wanted a little bit more left movement on that, but because he stopped on that stump, he's going to have a putt. You probably would have had one either way, but you really want to be in line with this basket and not long, because you could find yourself with no putt at all if you're just a little bit long.
For sure. It's a nice little deuce hole to end the round so you can get off on a good note.
Definitely. I'd say as far as the handicaps on the par 3s go, this is on the easier side of the par 3s, but you drive a little bit long and you're out of bounds, and you're definitely not getting a 3 from there because of that limestone. And Denise, oh no, that's a tough spot.
Yeah.
Oh, yes!
So luckiest putt of the day.
Oh, that's so cool. Just
and then Eric says, I like that.
Bounce it off.
And does it on purpose.
Oh, man, I love that. That's so cool. Yeah, this is a great finishing hole. It's nice to have, a little bit of a forgiving way to finish, unless you go deep. So super fun course to play. I think, nice. Freeze frame. Everybody's going to have a great time out there, and 46 is just blazing. That's a really, really good round.
That's pretty solid. And that's just playing clean. He went bogey free, got the deuces where they were, and he had putts at 4, 5, 6 more. So it's attackable. You can shoot a really good score out here, But as you saw from a couple like my hole 2, my hole 15, my hole 17, you can get yourself in trouble really quick if you're not careful.
Absolutely. So yeah, just collect the pars when you can. If the birdies are there, cool. If not, just stay out of trouble and you can score out here.
Yeah. So Eric shot that 46. Is that kind of what you think a good solid score out here is going to be, or what should people kind of expect who are playing? I think intermediate and women play here.
Okay.
So what kind of you think a solid score for those divisions are going to be?
Eric and I have played out there together a couple times. I think I watched him shoot a 48 and a 47 before, so this is the best score I've seen out there before. I think for the intermediate and the women's field, really you just want to play par golf. Par will be really good on almost every hole. There are several shorter par threes that you can pick up some twos on, and if you can grab a couple of threes in the woods, a 4 here and there is not going to kill you. I think anything around a 54 is going to be pretty good. I could see some of the women's field going a little bit under that if they just play really clean. And then same for the intermediate field. If you just play clean, anything around a 54, I think most people will be pretty happy with.
All right, well, thanks for joining me, Robert. This has been your official preview video for the Cottonwood Falls Disc Golf Course, Chase Disc Golf Course at Cottonwood Falls, I should say. And brought to you by Dynamic Disc and the Disc Store. Make sure you check both of our great companies out and support us. Thanks for having us, guys.
Thank you.